Okay, and we're live. This is the.
Welcome.
Is it the 15th or the 14th session? I think it's the 15th session.
Damn.
Of
Longer than Exalted.
yeah, it's been Exalted was like 30, I think, but it was over the course of a few months. This is actually probably the longest running game that I've run.
It's been like the most consistent game I've had with it so far, I think.
Consecutively. For sure. Consecutively, for sure. So on that note, all of the characters are joined in the manor, and you guys are basically discussing how things are going post sort of your hedge expedition from last session, where you went into the hedge and recovered some goblin fruit for the salamander. You managed to get one for yourselves, one for the salamander, and something was following you into the hedge, but you managed to evade it using, William made a bunch of shadow clones, and they helped you escape.
Nani?
So now it's the next night, and just to give an update on everyone's situation, just so we have a basis, Aravok, what's your status like when you're at the? You're just kind of, you're not really very frustrated. You're just kind of chill. Like as far as I know, you're not really facing any immediate concerns.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fine. Lisa is dealing with this oncoming stress of trying to figure out what they want to do with this whole wedding situation. Charlotte is drunk, hungover, and very sick. Not sick because their changeling kind of form makes it very difficult for them to get sick, but they're very hungover and they don't feel very well.
Just voraciously vomiting.
Yeah, and Alice has been away for a fairly long time, and they are starving. They're like at one vitae, so they're like, basically a complete wreck. But they have some stuff that they need to settle for their own sake coming into this session. So I'm going to let you guys decide what you want to do. I'm not going to go to you individually, but just as a group, you guys can decide to do whatever you like from this point forward.
I know what I want to do.
Sure. So where are you in the house? Are you just in the study, or are you in your room?
I am in my study.
Sure. Okay. So you're in the study. Is Aravok with you, or do you have him in like a different part of the house? Like, is Aravok in the study with Lisa, or are they somewhere else?
I think that's him to
answer. Yeah, it's up to you. So yeah, where's Aravok in the house? In the manor, rather. Or are you at the hotel? That's another, you don't need to be there. You could be at your own place.
So how long is it after we got the fruit?
This is the night afterwards.
Yeah, then he'd probably be back at the hotel then.
Okay, so you're actually at the hotel. Forget what I said. No one's together. But you know where each other are because of the oath. So that's good. So they're at the hotel, but they're at the hotel. So I'll come back to you then. But yeah, Lisa, you're in the study. Aravok's at the hotel. Charlotte, when you're throwing up, are you in the manor doing that, or are you at
like the manor? Like I probably somehow crawl to the bathroom and like I'm just like getting sick.
Gotcha. Perfect. And then Alice are you in the study with Lisa, or are you somewhere else?
I'm hoping Lisa's like.
Are you at Roland's Haven, or are you at your? I don't think you have a haven. I think it's either the manor or you're at Roland's place, because that's the only two places where or the freehold, or you could be at the hotel. So I guess you have a lot of options. But it's up to you where you want to be, I guess, unless you just want to be with Lisa, which is where I thought you were. But if you want to be somewhere else, you can be somewhere else. Hello? Silver?
What's up?
Where do you want to be? Do you want to be at the manor? Do you want to be at Roland's place? Do you want to be at the freehold? Do you want to be at the Aravok's? Do you want to be with Aravok?
Well, to start with, I'd probably be with Eravog.
Okay, so you're at the so you guys, because I don't think in character you've been to the hotel yet. So
Yeah.
so I think this is Eravok giving you a tour of the new embassy. I like that. Okay, cool.
Embassy.
Sounds good. I like that. I like that
Just
idea.
gotta find out about the embassy one way or another.
Yeah. Okay. So Lisa, you're in your study. I'll start with you then. What are you doing in the study?
Okay. Actually, I have two things I would like to do.
Okay, that's fine. Let me know
So-
what you do.
For starter, I asked Carmen to tell crap. What's his to tell Mikhail I would like to talk with him.
Okay. Mikhail is still kind of bitter about the whole you letting a werewolf into the manor thing, but he's perfectly willing to talk to you because, you're his child. So he isn't going to just blow you off or kick you out because of that. But he's definitely still not happy about it. But yeah, he's totally okay with coming and talking to you.
Okay, so I tell Armand to bring him here if possible, and in the meanwhile, I will make some research on werewolves.
Sure. Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that actually. Is there anything in particular you're like information you need? Because like you'd have the information available. I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
I was planning to use my shapeshifter inform condition actually.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah. So you'd want to roll for it. Okay, sure. I'll let you roll for it then, because you want to use the condition. Well, so what I'll do is I'll just give you the What I'll do instead is I'll just say you can take an. I think the way that informed works is you can just turn a success into an exceptional, right?
It turns a failure into a success and a success into an exceptional.
Yeah. So what I'll say here is I'll just give you a success and you can resolve the condition.
Okay, and I would like to look for informations about their food with vampires.
Sure. So what I'd like then is you can just take the beat for resolving it, and then you can still take the beat for resolving it. I'm just not going to make you roll. So it's basically automatic success.
Very well.
You basically learn about like this. You have specific. In this case, you don't just find like rumors or hearsay. Like you find specific documents that date back to the Middle Ages. That outline like territorial disputes and different contracts, and a lot of old pagan rituals and things like that that are related to ancient kindred like practices. Well, ancient in terms of like between now and the Middle Ages, not necessarily like ancient dating back to like antediluvian times or Roman times, but just like ancient in terms of this era, like a long time ago. So you find a lot of information about like these rites that were being performed, these kindred rites that were being performed by what Mikhail describes as, or at least Mikhail's ancestor, describes as these people affiliated with, the workings of the blood. And the strange thing about it is that you would at first assume that these vampire sort of witches would be related to the Circle of the Crone.
Yes, I was thinking that.
But the words that you're finding do not relate to any sort of nicknames or epithets that are related to them. So it's some sort of other organization or covenant, but might not even necessarily be a covenant at all. It might just be a small coven or a non-related group, but they're not crone. But whatever they were, they caused some kind of territorial dispute with the werewolves in the Middle Ages, and they started a compact with the Fae, the local Fae, and the local mages who were also working against these vampiric mages, to kind of prevent them from spreading or gaining influence. And and Mikhail's ancestor was not was a sort of a bystander in these wars, these cold wars that erupted, and in a lot of cases, direct skirmishes that broke out in the outskirts of cities, where werewolves would fight, kindred, and villagers would get caught up. So when there were fights going on, he would try to resolve the situations in the best way possible. He fought against these werewolves, and a lot of the accounts that you're getting from about werewolves and the wars are coming from their perspective. So you learn about that, how basically why these treaties were formed. But the treaties, according to the documents that you've seen, would have all expired by this point. So whatever alliance is being formed now in the present, I wouldn't say modern, but the present era, are sort of informal kind of agreements. Like the Fae might be still bound to them because of promise logic, but the mages and the werewolves aren't necessarily like in a direct alliance. They're sort of in a de facto alliance, and they still don't really like the vampires, even though, as I mentioned, the modern sort of covenants don't have any relation to whatever this ancient, group of well, the word they use in the document is very strange because it's not a word that you would see very often. They use the word Tremere. You're not really sure what kind of group that is, because they don't come up very often, and the only people that have mentioned it would be these books, and maybe if you haven't talked to the prince or anyone very old kind of extensively, but that's the word that's used. It's not that they're crone, or they're not specifically pagan. The word that's used is the house Tremere, which you've never really seen a direct mention of before now.
Okay.
But they've been kind of alluded to by the locals, because if you've kind of what's your politics? I don't remember if it's very high or not.
I think I have some dots, but it's not very high. Let me check. Yep, I have 1 dot in politics.
Okay. So you would have a vague idea that the prince is like platforming against these Tremere, and also possibly crone witches. He's against them, and that's something from like the local knowledge. Like you've heard other people talk about how he's against, and they're actively kind of organizing witch hunts, that kind of thing. So the prince does not support this use of blood magic. Now the Lancia Sanctum and their rites are not the same. They're separate. He's saying like any kind of other blood magic that isn't like sanctified by the church, I don't like. He's directly made a platform against that. So that this is what has caused the wars, basically just magical territorial disputes and such.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers your questions.
I take some notes on these Tremere, so I can remember to check what I can.
Cross-reference with other people, sure. The prince probably knows more information because he's directly mentioned them in meetings and such, but they don't seem to be very, they seem to be kind of secretive.
Okay.
It's like deeper level knowledge. Like you don't have it, obviously, but even Mikhail doesn't really have a full idea of what their organization actually is because they kind of date back further than him. So as for Charlotte, after you're done throwing up in the bathroom, what are you kind of doing after that point? You're still not feeling good, but it's just I'm kind of trying to get an idea of what your immediate kind of plan of action is.
I guess we're able to roll medicine knowledge on like a good way to treat a hangover.
Right. Well, from your medicine knowledge that you're pretty fucked. I mean, you drank way too much, and you could probably still kind of get around. You could walk around the city, but you probably don't want to be doing any like strenuous activity, that kind of thing. And you're you're going to be very disoriented for a while.
I guess maybe she try to go to the site to see if you do try and focus on some research while in this delirious state a little bit. Maybe
Okay.
take a few books back to her room. Probably take a few back. Oh, probably take a few books back to her room concerning Aratha and
Okay, well, so they're reading those books. So when you're hungover, like walking into the study, are you just like taking the books from Lisa? Like,
I just like
I
I
need
go over
these.
to the pile of like.
Fuck you! I want these books, and just take them.
Well, I'm assuming like she has like a pile of books she's going to look at, and pile
Yeah.
of books she's like done looking at. So, like you just see like Charlotte like stagger in, whine, take a few books.
There's there's not really a pile. There's only really the one. They only have like the one account because that's the only book they have on Aratha in her library. Like I said, there aren't really a lot of accounts of them, except for the one that they have from his ancestor, because all the other books would be like they wouldn't be credible or they wouldn't have relevant information. So yeah, like the book that you'd want is the one that Lisa's like, I'm reading this. So
Well, I'm assuming she's going to be done with that at one point. I'm assuming.
yeah. So are you gonna take that book and then read
I'll
it?
probably take that book because she wants to learn about the Aratha anatomy and such because she hasn't seen one yet.
Okay. You don't find, so when you're kind of going up in the room, it's hard for you to read the book because you're so hungover, but glancing, kind of flipping through it, skimming, you don't really see any information on anatomy. There's no diagrams in there. It's just maybe there's a drawing, but it's not very detailed. You don't really.
She's mostly looking at the physical description given by the reader because I believe, as you said, it was the first account of there. So she's mainly looking for if she could essentially get like a good enough description, then maybe write down her own diagram for what they're like.
Yeah, okay, well, so you would learn obviously the details about the basic details, the stuff that you'd learn if you would encountered a werewolf for any given period of time. I don't think you learn about the silver, but you learn about, okay, well, they can regenerate. They are, they give you a description of not necessarily all the different forms, but I would say you'd at least get a good idea of some of the forms, maybe just the war form and the and maybe I forget the exact terms because I haven't played werewolf in a while, but the sort of the form between man and wolf, and then the sort of the wolf form. But
the form between man and wolf, the one where they still look like an hairy human.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's Dalu.
That's what I see. Dalu was what was in my brain. My subconscious remembered it. But then I was like, is that what that one is? Or am I thinking of the other one? No, so Dalu was the one I was thinking of, actually. But I wasn't sure 100%. But yeah, it is Dalu. So Dalu, and then you'd know about the sort of the wolf form. But, obviously, the Templar Knight doesn't have like a direct sort of, he's like, I fought these things and they regenerate and they can shift into different forms. He doesn't have like details, but you get the basics. You get a basic idea of what werewolves are from from this account. Dustin, are you there, or are you?
Yes, I'm here.
I saw you. Okay. So what's William doing in the house in the manor?
I kind of just woke up, so I'm like,
fine. I can come back to you if you want. I have a bunch.
I just need like some kind of what's going on, like.
Sure. So basically, we're right now it's kind of just a planning thing. Ervok and Alice are at the hotel, kind of taking a tour, and Lisa and Charlotte are studying about werewolves in the manor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think William would be kind of on the prowl for that one thing that tried to hunt us down.
Okay, yeah, the last time you did that, it worked great.
That one thing with the
I didn't know that thing was there, so now I do.
Well, that's true. So you're gonna. So let me just confirm. I know I'm doing the old GM. Like, are you sure? But I'm asking this more as a clarification. So let me get this straight. You're gonna go alone out into the street at night, looking for this thing that was hunting you down before. And when I say hunting you down, I mean it was very clear that it was hunting you down more than you were hunting it. I just want to make that clear to you. So you want to go out at night looking for it. I just want to confirm this. Just making sure.
I mean, to be fair, if something was searching for him, it would be a lot more easier to find it than it would to find him.
Either way, I'm just confirming this before I get your character killed. Like, hey, you're going to go out alone after this thing. Or, I mean, they know where you are. So if you get attacked, but the problem is the scanning doesn't let them know you're in danger.
Well, no, but I also know where they are. So if I'm in trouble,
right. You can run over to the hotel or something. Yeah. Are you by the portal, or are you by there, or?
Well, let me roll some dice and tell you where I am.
Sure. Okay.
Because I was just going to.
Oh, you just want to be close to wherever this thing is? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You would have to roll for that. Yeah, you're right.
Like, I'm actively seeking this thing out. So like.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. So you don't, where you are is dependent upon where you are. Gotcha. Okay, so go ahead.
All right. Let me open up my sheet.
No problem. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'll cut back to the hotel.
I'm summer court here. I'm the active like.
You're gonna get out there and get shit done. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, while you're looking for them, they're rolling to look for you.
Well, I think he is the most combat-oriented of us, aside from Aerovok.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that definitely, that doesn't make them the strongest, because that's.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining, remember that meme with the Spider-Mans pointing at each other?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine it. It's like, wait, I'm looking for you. No, I'm looking for you. Oh.
Right. They're pointing.
And I've got this thing sent, so I can throw my track in.
That's good. Wait, sent? I don't remember that.
You said I smelled it last time, so.
I remember saying that you couldn't get it sent.
Well, I still saw it, so I still.
Yeah, but you don't get it sent. But you can find it. You can find it. I'm not saying you can't do. Obviously, I'm letting you roll for that, but you don't have it sent.
Well, still, the fact that I'm hunting this thing down, I think I could throw my track in.
Oh yeah. You still get tracking. I'm just pointing out. Yeah, you don't actually know what the scent is because it can change its scent.
Oh, so if you did have it sent, it's negligible because it can just change on the fly.
Right.
I feel like smelling like strawberries.
I mean, that's what I pointed out last session.
Well, fuck this thing then. I want it dead even more.
Good.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't fucking honestly have a good shape, but I mean, you do you, alright?
He wouldn't fuck it unless it had a good shape.
I can be very picky at times.
Listen. Not everybody can be the perfect rectangles you so desire.
Wait, what the fuck is a rectangle?
Imagine it's like Roblox figure now.
Yeah, I just want to fuck other guys' Roblox characters, honestly.
Okay, what's my clarity bonus again?
So your clarity's full, so you get +2.
All right. So 8 dice.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Oh, you already rolled.
Is fucking 8 successes.
Okay, never mind. Forget what I was gonna say.
Oh no, sorry, not 8 successes. That's let's see, 5 successes, and I need 3 for critical. So.
Yeah. Right.
I forgot to throw the.
No, you did it. You did fine.
Why did I get 8 successes?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's weird. Why is it counting it? Is it doing exalted rules? Yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I only see 5 here.
Yeah. What's this like? 6?
Oh, I don't think it's counting. I don't because you did it with Roll'em. It's not doing. You didn't do /roll.
Oh, okay. I see.
Reroll the unless it already rerolled the 10s because I don't think it did. Did it?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it did.
It did. So then that's still 5 successes. Oh, you only got 5 successes. That sucks.
Yeah, I only got 5 successes. I needed 3, so.
Okay, so I was gonna say, this is the hint I'm gonna give you. So what you realize with the crit is I'll give you inspired for the next one, but what you realize is that you're dealing with a you can't find any traditional markings of any kind of physical kind of encounter with this thing.
Is that a new day, by the way?
Yeah, it's a new. So you get willpower back. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a new night. So you're searching around, and I'll give you inspired. So the next crit you get gives you willpower back, and then you can resolve that. But you get inspired, and what you realize is that you're gonna get this blast of kind of thought where you're like, wait, whatever this thing is, you recognize at this point that it's definitely not human because it's not leaving any physical tracks. The only way
I figured it wasn't human when I couldn't smell it, so.
Right, but now you know that it's hiding from you magically. Like it's not something you could find using like physical tracking. So the only way that you can find it is by using your magical senses, which you do have, but it's something where you have to use that and you can't use like traditional kind of methods of looking around for it. Because you're not seeing any physical traces of it anywhere, even though you're checking where you know it was. So it's either able to turn invisible or just able to hide itself or hide its tracks.
I think we know it's able to turn invisible. So.
Either way, what you discover is that you can't find it through traditional means. So if you want to use your magical sense, you can spend a willpower to do that, or you can just attempt something different otherwise. Okay.
Let's see.
I'll take it later. Is that for everyone in the house, or is that just you? That's all for me? It's a whole pizza. How am I supposed to eat that? Are you crazy? Tomorrow? Okay.
Bitch, you crazy?
I can eat an entire pizza by myself.
I used to be able to do that. I don't think I do that anymore.
But yeah, but it's a
big...
I mean, I'm gonna be doing
like,
that
not like one time. You can save that pizza, like half that pizza for later. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want it right now. Hold on. So you're. Sorry. So did you want to use your magical senses or no?
Yeah, I'll use my magical senses.
Okay. So then you spend a willpower for that first.
All right.
And then I roll for you. How many boxes of clarity do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6? Okay, hold on. I will roll for you because it's a secret roll.
Okay, and I can burn a glamour and get a +3 to perception senses.
It's magical, so it's different. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm saying your senses don't help you. You just have to like open your mind.
I mean, I'm using a magical effect of Paladin Wing, like that's a contract, so.
Oh.
I don't know if that's
see. It doesn't say that you can use like contracts to benefit you here. It's just supernatural senses. Okay. So unless it specifically says it boosts your kenning, it doesn't help.
All right.
It's different than you're not looking, you're just kind of sensing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds stupid, but it makes sense. The reason why it's difficult for you is because you can't use your mundane senses here.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Well, you actually do. So what you notice is when you and this is actually fairly similar to what Alice has described to you of what Princess does. So you're not sure if they're related. In fact, this would be kind of setting off alarms in your head. Like maybe they are related.
Okay.
But what you notice is that there is a trail of red that snakes around the alleyway and moves to different locations in the city that you can sort of follow, like a magical trail.
Following that trail, is there any place I can like know where it's gonna go next?
Places. You can check around different places it's been, yeah.
All right. I mean, is there any places that
you're gonna just follow it around and look?
Well, I was gonna see if I could like determine like where it hasn't been yet, because I'm assuming it's be there.
So where it hasn't been, it hasn't actually moved into any of the areas where you or Alice live. Like it hasn't actually found like where you guys are hiding yet. Probably because it's you created the bargain, so it's harder to find you specifically there. But Alistair doesn't have that kind of protection, but they just haven't gone to that area yet. They've kind of snaked around. You notice that there are a few entry points for the red trail because it comes out of the portal, but it's also coming out of an orphanage, and it's also coming out of like out of a few other buildings, but mostly those two are the most that you can see are the most heavily traveled.
Okay.
I'm going to cut over to the hotel now because I've been keeping them waiting.
All right, sure. I
don't mind waiting more.
Think about it, at least like.
Yeah. So you're following that trail. Meanwhile, the two of you are in the hotel. So just as a recap for Eravok and Alice, just so you have an idea of what you're seeing. This is a large 5-star hotel, multiple floors. There are 2 ghouls who are sort of bellhopping around and kind of taking care of the place. It's under the control of Anne, who's the kind of the second in command of the city. Kind of the prince's sort of second in command. She lent the hotel to Eravok on a semi-permanent basis, and the prince has basically allowed you to stay here and form it.
So it's a hotel on lease.
Yeah, and and the prince is kind of semi-officially designated as sort of an embassy for changelings that he's willing to allow into the city as part of like a gesture of goodwill. And when Alice, you move into the upper floors where they're keeping a lot of the changelings, you can see that Eravok has gathered not only there's a bard that's male, but a large contingent of the people there, maybe about 14 of the other people, are just women who are not necessarily, I wouldn't say upper class, because a lot of them are faux upper class. Like they're all wearing costumes and they're all pretending to be ladies, but not all of them are actually, as far as you can tell, aren't all actually rich or well-to-do, but they at least put on
ladies
or an act. They are all from the Spring Court, which is a court that you're not affiliated with, but you would have had some experience with when you were at the Freehold. They're basically all just ladies in waiting who are taking on these different kind of costumes and sort of mannerisms as sort of a method of coping, I guess you could say. And they've sort of now kind of placed themselves in this hotel and are using it as a safe structure, even though the Eravok has placed absolutely no wards and has no magical protections protecting the place whatsoever. They believe it is safe, so they're because of his presence, which to a degree is true. And they've kind of established themselves here. And on top of that, there's also a spring courtier who is kind of crowned and has sort of long purple hair wreath in flowers. Her name is Daisy, and she's the one that Eravok has sort of put himself in charge of as sort of a princess of this place. But she has no actual authority whatsoever. It's, again, more of a false title. So at this point, Eravok is just kind of showing Alice around the hotel, kind of giving her an idea of what's going on. Do you mention that Princess has come through here already, or do you not mention that part to them, Eravok? Yeah. Do you, Kara? Kara.
You're muted, Kara.
No, I guess they're muted. Okay. So then I'll ask Silver, is there anything in particular you want to do while you're at the hotel with Eravok?
Well, currently, she's just walking around and letting him, guide her. There's nothing really that's sticking out to her right this second.
Okay. Cool.
So we're just kind of waiting on Eravok.
That's fair. In that case, I'm kind of curious as to you. Would you want to, after you're done with the tour, would you just want to go back to Roland, or would you want to stay with Eravok?
It depends on what Eravok like wants to do, because he could want to talk to me for all I know.
That's fair.
If he doesn't, then like yes, then my plan is to go back to Roland.
Okay, so I'll cut back to them while I'm waiting
go
for
ahead and
Carly
do
to
that.
come back. So for Charlotte, you you finish skimming through this book. After that point, you're alone in the room in the manor, and it's distinctly sort of lonely because Lisa is doing their own business, and you're sort of isolated in this room. And I'm wondering sort of what you would do at this point. You kind of put the book down and sort of consider your options as of now, because you've been to the freehold, you've kind of understood what they're doing, you understand what Eravok is trying to do with his freehold, and you have your own goals for yourself. But where you go from here is completely up to you. Do you want to? So I was going to give you some ideas if you're not sure.
That would be good, given I have no direction right now.
You could go back to the hospital and speak with your fetch. You could go back to the freehold and speak with them, because they are only somewhat aware of what's actually going on with Eravok, and you wanted to kind of boost your position there. Or you could just go out and start looking for people to talk to, or kind of proposition.
I'd probably go and visit my fetch to work on my long term of wanting to bond with them more, and just check in on them, given how it's been a few days, see if any has been drawn to them.
So you tell Lisa, oh, I'm going to go over to the hospital and talk to my fetch and such. And I'm assuming they would they go with you, or would Lisa, do they want to get involved in that, or are you going to stay behind on that?
Do you need my help for anything?
I think I'd prefer if I were to talk with my sister alone.
I understand. Good luck for that. You can ask me for help if you need. I made a promise after all.
Nah, there's no need for any of that. I'm quite sure that I can handle this myself. Besides, I think you have your own issues on hand with that lover you have.
Very well.
So, Charlotte, you head out into the streets at night, and kind of against the lamplight and against against the moon, kind of shining your way through the street. You pass the hotel, which is actually fairly well lit on the inside, and you can see through the window on one of the upper floors. And you have clarity as well, so your senses are more enhanced than usual. You can see, you already know they're there, but you can at this point physically see Alice kind of hanging around by one of the windows. And you haven't actually you've kind of talked with them in passing recently, but they've been kind of distant lately. So if you want to stop and communicate with them, you can, or you can just head straight to the hospital.
She's with the All-Star at the moment. No, she's with the Maverick at the moment, right?
What? Sorry, I didn't.
She's with Avarok at the moment, right?
Eravok doesn't.
Eravok
is with them, but you don't see them in the window. So as far as you know, Alice is alone.
She probably wouldn't stop by. She'd probably more or less shrug at it.
Okay. I will say that Alice and Eravok know that you're passing by because of the oath, but they can go and greet you, but otherwise you're just passing by.
I'll give her like a wave and a hello.
Okay, so you wave to her from the window, and you look down, and because you know she's there. Yeah.
From the
Do you
windows
wave?
to the walls.
Does Charlotte wave back, or do you just walk?
She
Wait.
sort of like feels like a shiver down her spine because deep down, she knows that they only know that she's there just because the motley she joined. So she's like,
Right.
Is
she's like, I feel like I'm being watched constantly, and she's kind of like, she sort of like even picks up her pace a little bit and starts like waddling off faster.
Right.
Man, I feel like I'm being watched. Me waving from the window.
She's like,
Oh,
like, she
I
gets
think
like a sweat
Airbox.
drop go down
Yeah, I
her
know.
cheek. She's like,
know.
fuck.
So you run off towards
Pretty
the
much.
hospital. Cutting back to Aravok, you kind of see Alice hanging by the window and waving at Charlotte, and you're sort of just giving them a tour of the hotel, and introducing them to everybody, all the women, the bard, everyone who's there. Did you have anything that you wanted to do with Alice while they're with you? Do you want to talk to them? The question I asked before was, did you want to tell them that Princess was here, or are you going to omit that? Because that's kind of important. Kara. It's weird.
I might want to pay a little more attention.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, just a second. All right, sure.
Sounds like technical difficulties.
Yeah, probably. So how about Lisa? You're still in the manor.
Yeah.
What are you?
I am still waiting for Mikhail to arrive so I can.
Okay, so let's do that then. So yeah, he comes down.
You had forgotten about it, didn't you?
No, I just wasn't sure if there's anything else you wanted to do beyond that. So yeah, Mikhail comes down to speak with you. What do you say? Because he doesn't say anything coming down. He's just kind of silent.
You are still mad at me, aren't you?
Not directly mad at you, just the situation. I understand that you can't control what comes in this house, but I think that you'd practice a bit more, responsibility. Where's William? He looks around, notices that William is, missing.
You went to keep an eye on and make sure nothing weird followed us from Fairy.
Well, that's good. I wouldn't want anything else to come in here and follow us like that lava lizard or however that you brought in.
Look, I am sorry about what happened with the werewolf. I will be more careful next time.
At this point, I'm more afraid of that thing. I think it was getting bigger.
Wait.
Have you been feeding it something?
Wait, what?
You didn't see? He points over towards the kitchen.
Okay, give me a minute. I go to the kitchen and I look in the oven.
Yeah, it actually is getting slightly bigger, and the scales on it are because it was smooth. Now the scales are more jagged, and it looks more like not like a wyvern, but not even like a pseudo dragon, but just kind of like a tiny little micro drake, like this big kind of thing.
Not enough that it gain health, I suppose.
No. It's still the same size. It just kind of shifted in form, and maybe it's kind of on hind legs now. But it's sort of like a mini dragon, but it's micro.
Oh, he's getting all puffy.
But it's micro sized. So.
Oh my god! I hadn't noticed.
You fed your Tamagotchi, didn't you? Now it's growing. What are you doing? No. Mikhail is
Is it a Tamagotchi or a Digimon?
It wants to feed. So it Mikhail's just was this part of your plan? You said you were going to feed it. I didn't think it would change.
I didn't either. I thought it would. Oh, I extend the hand to try to pet it, to make sure
Yeah,
it's
it
friendly.
it doesn't like bite at you or anything, but it's not like you can pet it, but you can feel the scales are more hardened on it now. It looks well. Aravok's scales are like very thick, but these are thin. But you can see there's a layer of scales kind of developing on it, whereas before it was just like a reptile. Now it's like now it has actual scales kind of growing down its back.
Yeah. I see why you are concerned.
I hope so. Anyway, I'm willing to forgive the werewolf problem, and it seems like he like notices you petting it. He's like, it seems like you have this under control, but
I still think I will need to move it. I mean, if it keeps growing, it might become too big for the oven. So just in case, I think I will have.
How much bigger is it going to get?
I have no idea, which is why I think it's best to move it, and maybe I should arrange something in the basement for her or something.
The basement. Okay, where are we going to? Okay, fine. We can move it into the basement. Do you want me to tell the staff to contain it?
I don't know. Look, it's not like I am an expert on that matter. I learn about them about as fast as you do, and you have more experience than me.
I'm just trying to, as your sire, advise you on the matters that you're getting yourself involved in. I don't have necessarily an issue with what you've done, but I think the actions that you've taken lately are very reckless and irresponsible, and it is my responsibility to rein you in. Now, you shouldn't be inviting these creatures into your home. They're volatile and they aren't necessarily the most trustworthy. Now,
you mean the Changeling?
He likes, I'm honestly not sure what to think about all of them. If this was Juliet, she would have had them all speared by now.
Executed.
I honestly am not sure. I can understand why she is wary. I don't hold the exact same reservations, but that doesn't mean I have to welcome them. But they're your guests, and this is your haven. I'm just trying to make sure that you don't get yourself into too much trouble. Especially now with this wedding business.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh, you wish to talk to me about that too? See, well...
Look, Mikhail, I don't want you to think I am ignoring your advice. I have a lot of respect for you, for you, and I really value your experience.
Yes, well, in terms of the wedding, Lady Anne and me have already discussed, and we've decided that if you wish to go through with this wedding, it will happen, and they can arrange that with you. I personally would advise against keeping such deep connections with a mortal. But if you'd rather do something that would make yourself more personally comfortable, I can't stop the beating of your heart's already not beating, but it's an expression.
Yeah, I figured. But I'm just asking. I'm pretty sure you can see the problem.
Oh, yes. I'm well aware of the sort of problems this can cause.
Do
And
not reveal your true nature to those not of the blood.
if I had...
That was the first tradition you taught me, remember?
That is correct. If I had more time and had deeper knowledge of your situation, I would have suggested stopping this before it went too far, but at this point it's probably too late.
I was already engaged to him before you embraced me.
Exactly. And with someone of his status, causing a scandal would not be good for your reputation.
Look, what should I do? If I tell him the truth and don't turn him, it will be a violation of the first tradition. If I don't tell him, I don't know. Will that not cause only more problem?
Do you still have feelings for this man? Truly? In your dead heart? Do you truly feel for him?
I do, but
That is problematic. But definitely understandable. We all hold connections to the mortal world. If it were my ancestors, they probably would have suggested something brutal, but that doesn't necessarily fit with our present times. I personally think that most kindred would not be against you embracing him with the permission of the prince and with my permission, of course. And from what I have seen of this man, he seems a rather charming caliber. I would not have any issue welcoming him into society, but it is not completely my decision to make.
do you think I should use a specs on him? I mean, I have considered it, but I'm worried it might be, I don't want to violate his privacy.
He is well, at least at this point, he is a man. His privacy is not your concern.
He's food.
Right. I think he says, as much as you might feel for him, he is kind.
He's more than that to me, and you know it.
I don't have. He kind of had, as if he's having trouble contemplating. You can see, like, on his face, almost that he doesn't have the same level of empathy that you do, especially for this person. Yeah.
Sorry, I meant no disrespect.
It is all right. I'm just trying to understand and put myself in your position. What it must be like to be young and in love. It's almost a mystery to me at this point. I have fought for many years in war, and it toughens the heart. I had nobody to go back to. My family was long gone. My connections were much more immediate and not as intimate, you could say. Either way, I approve of whatever decision you choose to make, but it is not something that I can advise you directly on. If you wish to respect his privacy, then you may well go ahead. But if it is important for the future, I would suggest taking a more pragmatic option. He kind of just turns and starts walking.
Mikhail?
Yeah. Yes. What is it?
Yes.
Thank you
For what?
for advising me and supporting me.
You do not need to thank me for that. It is my duty, my sworn duty.
Look, I understand. I understand your concern for the changeling who are here, but
As long as Juliet doesn't find out, they won't come to harm.
I'm
I can assure you that much.
I'm just trying to think how we could find a compromise.
Oh. As long as they are your companions, I will treat them as if they are your coterie, and I will protect them with as much dedication as I would protect your fiance or your pet. You're not sure whether he's talking about the salamander or William when he says that.
Funny, I thought he was talking about Armand.
Or Armand, yes.
Okay. Very well.
Then
I will take some measure to answer my. Look, I can no longer do much for the changeling, but I promise you I will be less reckless in the future.
he just kind of gives you a wave and says, "All right." Then he kind of goes back into the kitchen and he's mostly just focusing on watching this thing.
Okay.
But he keeps his distance from it because it's still kind of.
Well, it's a fucking salamander that breathes fire. Any vampires with the right mind would stay away from it.
Yeah.
Which is why I am not in my right mind.
Cutting back over to the motel, Holiday Inn. We have, so yeah, Erebach. You remember what I was talking about before with you, right?
No.
Okay, so I'll repeat. What I was asking was, so first of all, do you want to do anything with Alice within the hotel? So you're sort of just giving them a tour, kind of introducing them to everybody. Did you have anything immediately that you wanted to, talk to them about?
Not immediately, no.
The other question I had was, do you tell them that Princess came into the hotel and like talked to you?
Of course.
Okay, so you tell them that, and then obviously Alice would react to that. Like, yeah, they came into the hotel and they basically asked if they could stay here, and then they left to get their leg fixed and their foot fixed.
Do we lose Silver now?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they heard that, but
sorry, what's going on?
I was saying, so Erebach does actually tell you that Princess came into the hotel, asked them for like if they could stay, and then after that, after kind of talking with both of them, she left to go get her foot fixed.
Alice.exe has stopped working.
So she might come back. And
Alice.exe has stopped working.
You're fairly sure that she was scouting this place out, and now that she knows that it's relatively safe, she'll probably come back here at some point.
All right. Well, at the very least, that's good news for her for what she has planned. So, yeah, she thanks Erebach, I guess, for letting her know.
Good.
I'll just be not over here.
I'll just be not here.
And then you wanted to go, right?
What?
And then you would then you'd want to talk.
Then she's definitely going to leave because she doesn't want to be here.
Okay, so after that you make for the door, the ghouls kind of wave you out and you go back to Roland's place. You got to talk to him.
Yes, get me the fuck out of here.
So while you're doing that, William, you kind of have made a circle around the neighborhood, and you've made it back to where the portal is, and you see Alice kind of moving back toward Roland's Haven because it's on the way back, like around the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of
I'm sure I would have noticed Alice before that.
Yeah, of course you would have, but I'm just saying. So at this point, you're like in physical proximity. Like you pass each other as you're kind of making a round. So if you guys want to interact, you can.
That's up to him.
Yeah, but you've basically like traced the trail around the neighborhood.
I mean, you know I'm there too because you're part of the Motley. So
yeah, but she just wants to get the fuck home.
right, well,
right. I'm more asking William. Yeah, do you want to kind of talk to them, or do you want to just focus on this?
If they're not going to like actively talk to me, I think I will leave them be for now. And
you see them like running, so.
As long as I don't see anything chasing them, I will.
Yeah, you do actually. You see, in the because your magical senses are still on, as they're kind of fading. Because you've done a whole circle by this point. As they're sort of fading out, you see sort of a blur of red that fades out, like right behind where Alice is walking.
I was like, God damn it! There goes that plan that I was going to get Juliet for help.
You could still do that, but it might take too long.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said there goes that plan. So I will. I'm going to use.
If you just for the record, I'm giving everybody way too many hints today, but might as well. If you want, you can just yell, "Hey, behind you!" But because you know it's there. But if and they're running, so they're clearly not looking behind them when they can't sense this thing. So,
I'm going to use Talon. Actually, I don't even need to use Talon Wing. I'm super fast anyway. I'm just going to move ahead of Alice and try to set up an ambush.
Okay.
Like
the only real place you could set up an ambush would be like around the forest behind their house.
All right, sure, I will do that.
Like in front of the house. So you either be going like where in the house are you setting up this ambush? Is it inside the house, outside the house, in the front, the back, like where?
I'm going to assume the front of the house because.
Okay. So Alice, you physically can see William like darting in front of the doorway, and kind of taking some place like behind near where the entrance is.
Well, right. I'm moving at my full fucking speed, which I'm like, sure, like, hey, I would get there before they could see me fucking like stealth.
Well, but I'm saying you see them like. Vroom.
Yeah, you see a fucking roadrunner go by, like.
Yeah.
Meet me, motherfucker.
Please do that. Please actually say that in character.
But you do that. So.
All I want to hear is "meet me, motherfucker" as the fucking thing goes by me. She's probably just gonna be confused, but still like adamant about what she's doing. So she's gonna go ahead and keep running to her house. She's gonna act like nothing's wrong.
Okay, you go into the
house. Stealth.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, not much of an ambush if.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can roll your stealth. I'm rolling to see if Roland notices any of this because he gets it's his haven.
It's dexterity stealth, right?
It's for the haven. Is it like you add your blood potency, right? Lisa.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes,
that's correct. Well, because Roland also has this is his haven, so he would get a bonus to this.
Oh, you mean it's happening in my mansion? I see.
No. This is his. This is not your mansion. This is Roland's haven. So that's why I was just asking you as a question.
It's my home.
Wait. You mean what does the haven do?
Yeah, no, it gives him if he is detecting someone, it gives him.
No, it doesn't add your blood potency. You add your dirty haven to your kindred sense to detect.
Oh, okay, got it. Perfect. Okay, so just one die. Okay. That's a big difference. Okay.
It is? Wait, Alistair has 2 in blood potency?
No. I'm talking about Roland's Haven.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No problem. So I'm rolling for that as well. So they're rolling. It's going to be 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I already had 6 dice. So perfect. Okay, I'm gonna see if he senses anything going off because he would probably, unless he fails. Okay, well he doesn't fail completely unless they stealth, which I have to check for too, because they are definitely not using normal methods of hiding. And then what's your stealth roll successes?
Well, that's why I'm asking. What's the attribute for it? Stealth.
Dex.
Okay, thank you. So I get to roll 5 dice.
Yep. Good.
Do you want to expend willpower on it?
Sure, I'll spend willpower on that.
Okay, and then I'm rolling.
Figured I'd ask you ahead of time before you rolled, just
I'm
for your help.
rolling perception real quick.
So 3 more dice.
Yep.
That is 3 successes.
Good. I'm checking to see if they beat that. Okay. Yeah. So they actually, so you can tell they don't see you because they move past you getting into the house. And Roland doesn't seem to notice anything either. And you're the only one who really sees any kind of movement.
Okay.
Because they move, what you see is they actually pass through the bushes. They're going around. So if you can imagine the front of the house, I'm sort of imagining it has sort of like some like hedges. Pardon the pun. There are some little hedges, and you're hiding in one of the hedges. You can see it, you can hear it, and you can't see it, but you can hear it kind of move past the bushes. You see some leaf movement, kind of move. It actually is moving around you and is probably trying to get around back behind the house.
Mm-hmm. And do I need to flare that red stuff again?
At this point, you don't see it, but you can see like traces of them moving. But you don't see any magical trail at this point. No, it's actually very hard for you to see, but you just get slight kind of, you get very small kind of things that you would pick up because you're, you. But no, normal people wouldn't notice, oh, the bush is moving. You just happen to notice it because A, you're right there, and B, you have super senses. So you pick it up, but like Alistair wouldn't notice because they don't have like auspex or anything like that.
I'm going to wait to see how close it follows behind Alice, and then I'm currently going to jump it.
Yeah. So basically Alice is going in the house. It follows Alice and then starts going around. So it's technically separating from them now.
All right.
It's closer to you.
Okay, if it's closer to me, I'm going to
it's like moving up like right next to you.
All right. As soon as it's close enough, I'm going to leap at it and
sure.
Slashy.
So before that happens, Alice, you come into the house and notices you because you're not trying to hide. So he comes down, and of course he's your sire, so he can sense you. He comes down. He's like, "Hey, hi. You don't look good." He blinks a bit. How long has it been since you've fed?
I'm so hungry. Please help.
Is that what you came for?
No, I came to talk about other stuff, but I just realized how absolutely famished I am.
I figured you could handle that on your own, but if you need my help, I'm not going to say no, I can help you.
I forgot.
My job anymore.
I forgot to eat.
I forgot to eat. Listen, it happens to regular people. It can happen to vampires too.
Just come in.
I'm trying to get you back.
Just come in.
Yeah, so she's definitely coming inside and everything. So what's going on now exactly? What is Dustin doing now?
No, so they're gonna fight outside your house, but for right now, I just want to start this conversation.
Right. Okay.
So you're walking in, Roland. They don't really have any preserved blood because I don't know if that's like a thing. So they just kind of say, okay, we can go.
What time is it now?
It's nighttime.
Okay, good. All right. I should have realized that when I was able to run outside.
Yeah. When he's saying, well, did you find anyone that you want to feed from, or have you just been wandering around for the past few days?
The latter.
So you've just been. Where have you been?
That's a long thing to explain, which I want to explain.
You don't need to explain to me. I understand. You're probably looking for this, whoever this person is. I get it.
I
don't really feel like calling them princess. This doesn't really seem like a real name to me.
Can we feed first, please?
Well, if you don't have a person in mind, it's going to be kind of difficult.
Do you have someone in particular that you usually go to? Or what do you do?
He shrugs. He's like, well, I have my people, obviously. I thought you were prepared for this sort of thing, but
I've had a lot on my plate.
No, you haven't. He taps you.
That was the joke.
Right. Well, we need to get going. You look like you're about to tear my head off if we don't get you something. So I'll try to find you.
The strain is there.
Do you have a preference tonight or just whatever?
Male.
Fair enough. How about the orphanage? I know they have a few children. They wouldn't mind if they went missing or had a sudden long sleep.
What an asshole.
Oh no, not the younglings.
To be fair, this is London, and this is London in Victorian times. Yeah. Children were not treated very well.
No, that's what he's saying. He's like, well, they wouldn't mind if also I'm running with the running gag of, oh, Roland likes children. It's funny because no, but not really.
Bonus points if you feed off Oliver Twist.
What the fuck?
And then say, and I quote,
you don't have
sir, I want some more.
Sir, could I have some more, sir?
That's just his first suggestion.
Yeah.
But
you don't have to accept. That's just his first. Like, oh, why don't we go to the orphanage? That's where I've had some good times there. I know it's relatively safe.
It's like Chinese. You eat a little bit, then it's
Stop! Never say that ever again.
Okay. Tell him. Tell him to go look for prostitutes. That way you can blame it on Jack the Ripper.
I'm gonna fucking cry. Just hearing I've had some fun times there. Oh god, this is terrible.
Vampires are not good people.
Apparently. Didn't consider themselves pedophiles, but anyway.
Okay, let me look at it this way. Okay, when I eat this pizza, I'm not in love with the pizza. The pizza tastes good. I enjoy eating the pizza, but I'm not in love with the pizza.
Isn't feeding on children forbidden in most vampire society anyway?
All right. Anyway,
so then, if you're not in love with pizza,
to move this conversation along, please, for the love of God.
Okay. If it was, then Alistair wouldn't exist.
I'm going to kill you. Anyway. So no, she just says we'll find someone drunk from one of the inns.
Drunk? You want to get drunk?
No one's going to question if a drunk man goes missing.
No, you're
gonna get drunk if you.
Yeah, you drink from them, you would get drunk. So he's like, you want to get drunk? No, you must really be out of it.
Listen, I'll take just about anything right now except for children.
That's a very specific exception.
I have my reasons.
I understand. We're going to have to go there one day, you know.
Can we not have this conversation now? I'm like I'm so close to biting you, and I don't want to.
Like, in character, you've probably been there before. Like you've been
I know.
for like decades, so this isn't like a new thing.
I know, but she's like out of it, and she's questioning everything.
Sure. So
her morals are kind of out of a twist. And to be fair, she's like
okay.
She's like almost ravenous right now.
You want me to find you a drunk guy that you can go kill? I get it.
Either that or find me someone like. Actually, maybe maybe I should wait to do that.
You don't want to kill a child.
No.
He kind of pokes your forehead. You know, I obviously don't have an issue with that sort of thing. If I did, you wouldn't be here. You don't need to follow my example, though. I'm obviously not the best person.
Can we go? I am hungry.
I'm sorry. He like pats you on the back. He's like, okay, I know a good place. We'll go there. And then you hear this. It's like, what the? Who's there? And he like turns around and you see this scuffling in the bushes.
All right.
So you're gonna pounce on them. I'll give you a free attack, no defense for them.
Okay. Well, I was going to upgrade my attacks with Talon and Wing, so
it's gonna be ag, or is it just lethal?
It is aggravated.
Okay, cool. So you're doing ag damage to them.
Yep.
And they get no defense. So you just get to roll your straight pool.
All right. Let me get rid of that glamour. So.
See what I meant when I said it was one of the combat-oriented.
Did you want to change into any other form besides a wolf, or are we just going
no, but if I had time, I was going to go use Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct is you're studying them?
I would in the first little bit study them, then I would get the.
It's hard for you to study them because of the situation.
Well, it only takes an action, or an instant action to.
No, I'm saying it would be hard for you to study them because you can't really see. After this, once you make them visible, then you could do it. But at this point,
okay,
you're just jumping on a where you think they are.
All right, so yeah, I'll just do that then and try for the kill.
Yeah, of course. You're just gonna try to Oko them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe you can do it. We'll see.
Nothing personal, kid.
Of course. No, I meant more flavor ones. Are you turning? Because your Talon and Fang, you can turn into whatever. I think, right? So.
Let me read Talon and Wing again, because.
Because I want to know, are you turning into a dinosaur? Are you turning into a wolf? Are you turning into a?
Because I also have the crystalline form, which turns me into animals. So that's why I thought you were talking about
Oh, okay. No, maybe I was. Maybe I was thinking of the wrong thing.
Yeah,
no, so never mind.
Let me read the description for Talon and Wing so you can get that mental image.
Right, because I wasn't sure that one you could just turn into whatever.
I have two abilities that
Yeah, Chrysalis lets you turn into any animal, and then you have the other one that lets you just claw out.
Let's see. The character spreads his arms or paws on the ground, remembering the dream of flying. He opens his mouth and consumes the dream and claims the power of his own.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm gonna just assume giant wolf then.
Okay, so yeah.
So giant wolf tackles invisible bush.
What a YouTube video.
I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, giant wolf tackles invisible bush.
Oh, I also ignore fatigue.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Well, you're not fatigued right now, at least. That's good.
I am.
I'm debating on whether I want to give you a penalty, but in this case, I'll just let it go.
I'm also inspired. I could use that up if you're.
Yes, you could. If you inspired gives you, I think it. Oh yeah, you crit on 3. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I might as well throw that on. So.
Yeah, no, that's if you get 3 successes, you can change it to a crit. Basically.
Okay. So let me get my dice here.
Sure. Because then I'll probably give them a tilt or something.
And then I get bonuses. So let me.
I'm gonna go get the picture ready. Unless you kill them, then I won't have to do that. But I'm hoping I can at least show the picture of their corpse.
Yeah. I should get a. I'm trying to remember my beast thing. I get bonuses to my attack. I'm just trying to remember what it is.
Also, normally I'd have everyone roll initiative and like see if they get to them first, but I'll just let you go first for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm unafraid. Okay. I see what it normally does. Lethal damage, then I get +3 to my initiative.
Right, exactly. You get
Okay, so then I got lethal main, which you deal lethal damage, or if you already have an increase that weapon rating by 1. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
you actually have weapon on this too, right? So it's like 1 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that actually matters.
And I'm doing aggravated, so
yeah. So this is very bad. I got you.
So that would be 5 dice normally, or 6 with the +1.
No, the +1 adds to whatever you get.
Okay, so
it's just a flat boost.
All right. I will spend willpower on this surprise attack because.
Sure, of course. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this a free attack. Might as well milk it for everything it's got.
Yeah, we'll see if.
9 successes.
Ouch.
Man, what a legendary roll.
Okay, just give me a second.
This is fucking what's her face again?
Tell me he gets something like amazing out of this because he only needed 3. He only needed 3 to crit. He got 3 times that.
So you want to crit on this? So take a beat for that.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna paste
triple crit
into the chat real quick. So okay, other question. You want to kill whatever this thing is, I assume, right?
Yes.
Because I'll let you choose if you want to just capture it or not.
No, it tried to kill us, so.
Right. Well, you're not even 100% sure if this is the same thing, but you know out of character, like whatever. But I'm just pointing out, like.
Well, I'm assuming this is the same invisible thing that tried to kill us.
Right. So.
I hope this isn't the white rabbit, or I'm gonna cry.
No, it's not. Well, no,
good.
Because the white rabbit doesn't turn invisible. So I'll describe. I'll post a picture first, and then I'll describe this in as much detail as I feel as necessary. But you basically. So did you add the beat?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I know it was it.
So basically, you hear the sound of like steel being drawn, but as that's happening, you tear like your claw right through this cape that you catch your claw on, and you just like a carpet or a curtain just like rip through it. And as that happens, the magic around this woman just sort of unveils itself, and the red color just kind of tears away from them, and they fall out of the bush onto their back. And then you just like, if you want to describe it, you can go ahead, but I'm just imagining you just like maul them to death. But if you want to go into more depth, that's fine. But basically, you claw out their hood, their cape, and it goes flying, and it actually like lands somewhere else on the floor, on the grass, and it just kind of it's in pieces, or it's maybe in half. Like you tear out most of it, and then it just like is in tatters. And then her body just falls onto her back, and then she's completely vulnerable. So I'll let you describe how you want to go in for the attack.
I'm going to eat her.
Right. So you're just straight up going to eat her body.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because that might be dangerous for you to eat another Fae.
Don't eat it.
I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I hunted her down, and I'm a wolf.
Maybe a mutation.
Yeah, but wolves don't eat junk food. Come on.
Oh!
So I'm just confirming. So you're actually going to eat her whole? Like,
Yeah. Well,
This is some big
not
bad
thinking
wolf
whole,
shit.
but like I'm thinking like
like slowly, but you're going to eat her is what I'm.
You're gonna
yeah,
eat
like
raw.
Okay. So you start opening your mouth and she doesn't even get time to scream before you just like start with, just stop her from doing anything. And then you're just starting to like pick her apart and chomp through her body. And you notice that it has a very sort of not a sweet taste, but like a very familiar sort of taste. Tastes like of what you remember.
you're starting to break up.
Am I cutting out? Okay,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
It sounds like you're underwater.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Hello?
Hello.
So I was saying it's kind of her flesh isn't exactly meat. It tastes like soft, like it's formed out of like dough almost. Like it's not clay, but and again, it's not exactly sweet. It's not like her flesh is like bread or like.
She's
but
not the gingerbread man.
It doesn't taste normal. Like it doesn't taste like human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds you of home, but not home as in where you were born as a human, but home
Okay, so it's like, I get clarity.
as in Arcadia. No, this is very bad for you. So you're going to have to roll clarity as you're doing this to see if, not like before you even finish devouring her, but just as you're tasting her, you're getting terrifying flashbacks to the taste and the smells of Arcadia because you can taste it on her skin. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll me. It's going to be 6 dice.
Oh, geez.
Clarity.
Okay. And I don't want successes on this. Okay.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, you spent willpower, so it'd be 5.
All right.
On the action, so this would be 5 dice.
All right.
Oh, needle thread, real quick. I think it might be going with your.
My needle is Bon Vivid.
Yeah, Bon Vivant, and then the other one is
Acceptance.
So actually, that's my question. This is interesting to me because this is kind of you accepting being a wolf. So I would almost give it to you. Because like you're just totally okay with like, oh, I'm gonna just eat this girl.
I'm gonna be right back.
Sure.
I was just like, oh my god, the irony! I just ate Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Like, do you accept that as a valid?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so because it hasn't really come up recently, but I think that would make sense. So I'll give it to you. So it'll be 4 dice.
All right.
Oh wait, no, it's 6. Sorry.
No, it's 6. Okay.
Yeah, 6. I said, oh no, it was 7, then it's 6. Now it's 5. Yeah, it's 5.
Okay.
There we go. I'm doing it right.
And do these explode?
Yes.
All right. I spend willpower to lessen it.
No, you already did.
Okay.
You did on the so you've already done the most you can with.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it counts as the action you did the action on.
1 success. Oof.
Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, just roll me. Roll me for this. I'm gonna make you roll me like 5 dice, just because you're eating her. If it was something else, then it would be less. But in this case, I'm gonna make you roll like 5 more. 5 more.
Explode also, or
yes.
All right.
I'm being very hard on you here because this is like intense stuff.
Oh god, 5 successes.
Okay, great. How many boxes of clarity did you have?
I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so you're not. Let me see what happens. This is exceptional. Damage to the Claris is severe instead. So mark 5 boxes in the 6 that you have.
All right. I'm like, I try to do something cool, and then it's like, oh, here's the maximum penalty.
And then you're going to take a permanent condition. So we're going to talk about that after the session, I think.
All right.
But you're going to have after effects from this, like a permanent clarity condition. But essentially, but at first, it's definitely uncomfortable. Like you definitely don't feel like you want to keep this down, but it's now part of you. And you kind of feel yourself kind of, I don't want to say it's like Jekyll Hyde kind of stuff. Like you feel something, you can definitely feel something inside of you like working. And you're kind of, as this is happening, as you're eating them, you're losing more and more touch with reality as this is happening. So you're just kind of in a you're not really aware of what's going on around you anymore. You've kind of,
oops, there goes gravity.
Kind of lost touch with what's going on around you, and you've completely been absorbed into this taste of your keeper and of something else that you don't fully recognize. Tastes maybe like, as you're kind of swallowing it, it does taste kind of sweet, but like bittersweet, like painfully sweet, like so sweet that it the back of your tongue, like it's hot and thumping in your, like almost imagine like a heartbeat kind of going down your throat and ending up in your stomach, and it's warm.
I'm like, watch as I become a fucking hunter now. Like,
it's terrifying, and you can feel almost as if there's another heart kind of thumping inside of your body.
Worst part is he might not even have successfully killed her, because if, as I think, she's an Ant-Man, she will be back in a few days.
Right, but at this point, you've at least kind of subsumed part of their essence, and you're so overwhelmed by the sensation of them being part of you now that your body can't actually contain it. You almost feel like there's like a warmth kind of growing inside your chest, like you're going to burst open. And you don't, but you feel that inside of your body. And there's this thumping against your chest, like something's trying to push its way out of your body, like alien. Like, but it's not happening, but you just get this full body sensation of heat and thumping, and everything around you is kind of fading away. And as this is happening, Roland is just, you can hear him screaming at you like, what the hell is that? He's pointing over to the cloak that's like on the ground in like, it's like part of it is torn up and then part of it is like tattered. And he's like, what is that? What did you just do? Who was that? What's going on? Like he's like yelling at you. And
I'm just kind of like, normally I would probably explain, but given that like I feel so fucking horrible, I might just run to the freehold.
You're just gonna run away?
Yeah.
Okay, he's probably gonna chase you though. Are you okay?
I'm going to do talon and wing and gain plus 10 speed.
Okay, sure.
Wait. Who is gonna chase him?
Roland is probably gonna chase. No, he's probably not gonna chase you for a long time, but he'd probably give up at. He has celerity. He could chase you down, but he probably sees you like, again, like turn into a wolf and just like speed off. He's like,
speed off at 23 speed.
He's just like, you know what? I have to help. He's looking at Alice. He's like, I need to help you. That's the priority right now. So he's like, I don't want to go chasing after that thing right now. Because it doesn't even recognize you because you've shifted so much into this dire wolf form.
Yeah, it's like fucking Wolf Within, like.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like, hey, Bigby's turned into like that giant fucking wolf form.
So you speed off toward the freehold. I want to check in with Aravok. So, Aravok, what are you doing now that you've been sort of left at the hotel?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, just chilling, really.
Are you you're chilling as in you're like on the bed? Are you like surrounding yourself with these women, or are they just?
Are you in pimp mode?
Like, yeah, like what? How are you relaxing? Are you just popping open some champagne with the women, or are you kind of just sleeping? Like when you say you're relaxing, like,
He doesn't touch the alcohol, you know that.
I know. I was close though. Oh, sure, I'll have some. I know you're mine. No, so yeah. So what kind of, when you say you're relaxing, like what do we see when that's going on? Like, are you just chilling out with the harem of women, or are you just are they in the hallway and you're hanging out with Daisy? Like, what when what do you mean by that?
Let's see.
Has Airfox just become a pimp, by the way? Like,
excuse me?
Has Airfox just become a pimp?
I mean, I don't know. He's not really whoring any of the women out. I wouldn't really call him a pimp.
I don't know. It just sounds like he's opening up a brothel here of like, I've got all these women like around me.
Well, yeah, he's invited all these women, and he kidnapped one. So I don't know, maybe. But he hasn't actually done anything else pimp-like
that we have on screen.
I don't want to think about that. Anyway, yeah. So what kind of relaxation are we talking about here?
I don't know. He's probably just sort of, reclining back in a chair in the bar. If it's like pimping, then yeah.
Gotcha. So
let's see.
So you're just relaxing near the bar, like near the lobby.
Yeah, pretty much.
As you're are you like watching the doorway, or are the ghouls kind of doing that? Like, do you have anybody like watching the doors, or besides, or is it just you?
The ghouls would be watching a doorway, but yeah, he'd still have sight on it.
Yeah, you peripheral.
It's just he's not guarding it in there.
You see two guys kind of moving up towards the door. You don't recognize them. They look like they're wearing just like all white. They have really strange garments on. Like they're wearing like face masks, and they're like all white, and they have like like caps on. And they're
white and caps on.
Yeah. So they have like all white, like sort of dress, not really like suits, but more like long garments. And then they have face masks, and they have little like white caps, and they're wearing like sort of spectacles, which don't really look like they belong in this kind of city environment. Like, they don't look like they belong here.
Yes,
they look like Victor Frankenstein.
Not really. I mean, they.
I don't know. I'm thinking of the initiates from Red Alert 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Let me look here.
I'm just looking that up real quick.
Hang on, I'll just grab a picture for you.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is much better. This is basically exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what came to mind the moment you started talking about goggles and white.
Yeah. This actually is pretty accurate. Yes.
Not exactly robes or whatnot, but yeah.
Yeah, this is it. This is what they look like now. Hold on, I'll paste it in the out of character. This is pretty perfect. So yeah, two of these guys moving towards the doorway. What are you doing?
What? So they're in at the moment, or they're moving?
No, they're moving towards the doors. Yeah, they're not inside. They're outside, kind of moving towards the doors.
Aravok's going to sort of glance at him curiously and
What the fuck? Are genius coming in this game or what? Sorry.
It's fine. That's a good point. I have used geniuses before, so this wouldn't be the first.
But yeah, Eravok's gonna get out of his chair and stand, but he's not gonna approach yet. He's more or less readying himself to either greet them or fight them.
Okay.
It's like,
So, yeah. Basically, they come up towards the door and they're about to open it. Do you make any kind of motion to like stop them or anything like that?
No, they haven't given us cause to stop them.
Right.
This is an embassy, not a
right. Okay. They come in and their voices are kind of muffled, but you can mostly make out what they're saying. We are the inspectors. We are here to inspect. This is official business. And the two bellhops are like, there are no we have the inspector already. They came last week. This is an emergency inspection. We're checking for special circumstances. Like, we didn't ask for you to come in. Please, you should talk with the manager.
I'm just like, and this is when, what's that contract I have? The hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover. Yeah. So yeah, you're effectively the manager, unless you want to call Anne in here and ask her what the hell's going on.
Well, I suppose
you can't
call his manager. So
you can take charge here if you want, or you can let them know, and then they can take care of it. But you're right here, right now. So yeah, what do you do? Because these two guys are like in front of you right now.
Yeah, Eravok sort of goes up to meet them.
Yeah, they're standing like in the doorway and just kind of. You can't really tell what they're doing, but they seem like they're looking at you.
Yeah, well, he walks up to about 2, maybe 3 feet away from him.
Here is our paperwork. They like show you like a piece of paper that looks more like it looked kind of like ruined parchment almost. It doesn't look like a regular like stationary paper or anything like that. It looks like a piece of a scroll that got like torn up or something. And like on it you see the word, you see it like start to form. And when I say start to form, I mean like literally it goes from like nothing being on the paper to then there's something on the paper.
It's psychic paper.
It says like, emergency inspectors, private, and there's a badge or some, or a symbol of some kind.
Oh, before I forget, I get a beat for taking clarity damage.
Yes, you do. You also get a beat for that. You're correct. So make sure you take that.
Do I get fucking 5 beats for the 5 clarity I took?
Not for each. It's for each.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question though.
Yeah. Eravok eyes the scroll. Is there anything notable on
the scroll? You can make me like a wits cult roll.
Wits a cult.
But it would be like a -1 penalty because this is pretty obscure.
Okay.
And this definitely doesn't fit within your specialty.
William's just like, is this the real?
Okay, you did get 1 success. It definitely doesn't look like they bought it. Like it looks like it came from somewhere. You actually have some experience with like, your keeper had scrolls like in their palace and stuff like that were magical. Nothing like this that would like generate text, but you can tell that this is definitely this is supernatural stuff that they have. So they're holding up this piece of paper that like turns into a badge. In front of your eyes, mind you, but the two ghouls who are in the behind the desk are like just saying, "Oh yeah. It says they're inspectors." Yeah, and they're like looking. I guess they're official. Anne didn't say anything about any emergency inspection, but I guess that would kind of defeat the point of an emergency. Well, what's the problem? We believe there might be a breach of security. We need to inspect every person in this place.
Whom do you represent?
Good question. We represent the authority.
These are the fucking agents from Psychonauts.
We represent the authority. You don't even know what they're talking about. Medical authority, the local association of health.
That is not a valid answer. The authority in my fist is getting rather annoyed. Who do you represent?
Best answer ever.
If you don't if you don't allow us in, we'll report back to the general hospital and say that your establishment is medically unfit. You will be closed.
Well, eh,
We think okay. Well, honestly, between us, this emergency inspection concerns a certain possible outbreak of a unknown variety. We need to inspect immediately to determine if we need to quarantine the site. Is he just heavily like breathing like the whole time?
yeah, he's trying to remain calm. It's like
Sure.
these bozos are lying to me.
Meanwhile, I also want to point out I'm going to cut away from you for a second while you figure out what to do. I want to point out to Charlotte that as you're coming into the hospital, you also see some other guys, maybe 3 of them in the same uniforms, kind of walking around the hospital, like asking people questions and stuff like that. And you actually do recognize these people.
I recognize them as old people from.
Yeah, you worked with these people. Well, not these people specific. You can't tell who they are because they're all wearing masks. But these kind of uniforms were like standard issue for your department. Well, again, not your department. You were a field. You know what I mean? Technicians. You know these people. They're dangerous, and they're obviously looking for you.
No, they're obviously looking for me.
Yeah, well, they're asking about you, and they don't seem to notice you when you come in, but you can overhear them because you're a changeling. You can hear as as you're outside, like they're asking about Charlotte.
I'd say that Charlotte immediately gets into blending with the crowd.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe she sort of tries to find the nearest surgical waistcoat she could find and essentially dress up with it in a face mask.
Okay. I'd like you to roll me.
Actually, strange part is that she wouldn't wear a face mask because they would recognize her if she wore a face mask more often because she usually wore one.
I'm just gonna say composure, stealth, real quick. So you got
7 days.
6 dice.
Oh, 6 dice.
Yep.
Because she's not a street gal. Darn.
Nope. Now, if you were hiding in the street, it'd be easier.
Or if you were acting like a street hooker, well, let me tell you.
You're hiding in the hospital, so it is a little harder, technically, even though that seems like it wouldn't make sense. It actually does, because you don't really blend in here.
I got 1 success.
That's not bad. Let me see how they do.
Before they get 3.
What department are you like trying to sneak into when you're doing this?
Probably the one where I know where my fetch is, because they probably know about my fetch, so they probably just try to avoid them.
Meet to where your fetch is. As you're moving down the hallway, these one guy like turns around and he asks you, "Have you seen a woman, the green hair, etc." He's like describing you as he's like looking at your eyes, that kind of thing. And
have you seen a woman who looks like you?
Right. Well, he's saying he's describing your. It's interesting because he's describing your mane more than your mask. It's like, have you seen a woman with pale skin and greenish hair and these sort of features?
She's sort of like tap her chin. Well, I do think I saw someone leaving the hospital just a little while ago like that.
Yes, I see. He kind of squints a bit, kind of turns around, goes back towards the other guys. Can you roll me like a perception real quick? With +2.
What's the roll for perception?
So you'd have 6 dice again.
All right, I wasn't sure like if there was like a specific roll for it.
No, you're good. 6 dice.
3 successes. Ooh,
Yeah,
slowly getting better.
You hear him talk to the other two, and they're like saying, as you're moving down the hallway, you might want to start moving quicker because you hear them say, "Oh, she's that way. We need to surround."
She starts bolting.
Okay, you start running. Dex Athletics, go.
Fuck. Wait, what's my athletics? All right. Yo, actually, I have 5 athletic dice. Hold up.
That's not bad.
She's been running laps. All right, let's see how well. I fucking hate chase scenes. 0 success.
Wonderful. Oh, and you're drunk. I forgot to add that to or you're hungover. I forgot to add a penalty. But it's okay because you failed either way.
You failed either way.
Jeez, is everyone drunk at the moment in one form or another?
What I want you to do is I'm not gonna. So
would you like to turn that to a critical failure?
I'll give you 2 options here. So I'll give you 2 options. You can take a beat and we can just shorten this and we just go right into them, trying to tackle you. They might not get you. Or we can extend the chase outward a bit longer and you might be able to escape in the long term. But I'll let you choose if you want to take a beat now and then we shorten it, or if you want to kind of try to.
Well, pretty much I'm in a hospital full of people and they're watching a bunch of strangers chase me down, right?
Right.
And I appear like one of the head doctors, so are they reacting to this in any way?
Not immediately. Like, this is happening very quickly. And they're not necessarily like going to tackle you immediately. Like, they're moving around to kind of corner you, and then they're going to do whatever. But it's more of a question of, do you want to extend this out or do you want to cut it short, and I'll give you a beat for surrendering, basically.
I'll fucking take the beat for surrendering. God damn it.
Add that.
She just wants that free XP.
Yeah.
That prolonged chase scenes make me stay on the edge of my seat, and I'm just like, I don't want that right now.
Okay. So, but that doesn't mean they get you. It just means that, okay, so you try to avoid them and you get cornered into one room, not where your fetch is, because you can't really get exactly where you want when you're trying to run away from them at the same time. And this one guy is trying to catch you. So you have to roll a strength roll. You are not very good at all. No. Okay.
Can I shriek out for help?
Yes. So when you yell out for help, a few other people start coming. This kind of thing kind of escalates into a larger situation. But as you're screaming, I'm still gonna roll to see if they fail, because he might fail to grab you. So I'll check. Nope. Okay. So he drags you basically away into the dark as you're screaming. There are people who come, but when they come into the closet to look for you, you're gone.
Oh, I'm already I'm out of the hospital gone?
You're not sure. They kind of knock you unconscious.
Oh wait, they succeed in a grapple or an unconscious roll?
They basically grapple you and pull you somewhere else.
Oh, they don't have to do separate rolls to knock me unconscious?
You can't really see where they're pulling you, and then they would knock you out at that point.
All right. Rip me.
Unless you want to let me ask you a follow-up question. Do you want to try to struggle with 0 negative dice?
Use that -1 dice to struggle.
I'll give you another beat if you want to take it. I'm just giving up again because this is I agree. I'll give you another beat because it would normally.
I guess I'll give a she's not that strong.
It would normally be another conflict, but if in this case, since you'd be surrendering again, I'll give you another beat for that.
I'll take the other surrender thing. Damn it.
So you'll get another beat again.
When your subby nature just comes out mid-RP, feels bad.
Okay, so you can take that. Now you're out. Now your fetch might. notice something happened because they can sense you. So they might come to help you, but you don't really know whether that'll happen or not.
Oh, I whimper.
Gonna make a note, but I'm gonna catch up with you if you. I'm gonna just say you'll be gone, but the other characters will know that you're no longer in the hospital. For that matter, you're no longer in London. You're probably somewhere in the hedge now.
God damn it.
At least hey, if you didn't join the Motley, we wouldn't have known this. So
exactly. So
if I didn't join the Motley, I wouldn't be getting drunk.
So
that's your fault. So no one forced you to drink.
So I'll give you another beat for participating, and if you want to leave, you can go. If you want to stay, you can stay.
All right, I'll just have the other. All right, I'm 1 beat away from getting my word.
That's good.
I could use the like being. Maybe my next session, I could use like the flavor of being in the hedge, making me transform more.
That's fair. I like that idea. Yeah.
It's like I'm going back and like my ribs start to show like a xylophone. Like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah. So I had something I wanted Silver to do now that they're back.
What's up?
I wanted you to roll me willpower because you might frenzy once you see the girl fall over and get eaten.
Oh boy.
I just have to check what the penalty is. So let me go. What's your willpower?
You'd have to tell me that. You have my sheet right now.
Okay, hold on. You have a willpower of
-5 points to Gryffindor.
It's 6. Your willpower is pretty high. Okay, that's good. I just need to check the frenzy rules because I think you get like -5 or something for being, this low, which is why normally you'd throw. I actually want to ask, would William share this meal, or would you be totally like against that?
I'm gonna pop up and I'll see you guys later.
Well, I mean,
sure.
Given that, like, I kind of just booked it, he's free to like what's left over.
Sure, but I'm asking. I'm assuming this is happening at the same time. Would you be against it, or would you?
I think I'm too fucking out of it, like right now, too.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming you have the ability to discern, like, okay, they're eating.
Well, even wolves know like their surroundings when they're eating. Yeah. It's really the dependency on like
the fact that my something's trying to burst out of my chest out of it.
No, well, I mean, okay, so what I'm saying is, when you're eating, before you swallow all of it, I'm saying if Alice were to come up to you and start also doing the same thing, would you be against that, or would you?
Probably not. She's a member of my pack.
That's all I wanted. That's all I need to know. That's the key question. So then, so you have two choices, Silver. You can either roll 2 dice, or you can spend a willpower and try to fight it off, and then figure out what you're gonna do instead.
I'll use willpower. What's my? Willpower's at full right now, right?
Yeah, your willpower is full right now.
And yeah, I'll spend that.
Okay, so at this point, now you're trying to hold back your frenzy. What are you doing?
I'm gonna like tell Roland that we need to hurry up and find well,
at this point you can't
proper prey.
You can't necessarily communicate like complex things. You're just sort of you're like on the edge of like tearing loose, and you might even attack Roland at this point.
Can I say something like just like hurry?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying like
hurry, food,
and
hunger.
He's like not immediately sure what to do, but the first thing I think he does is actually just try to get away from you. So
makes sense.
That's the first thing he does is like celerity, just like zip away from where you are so that you don't attack him. And now you're in frenzy, so you'll probably just attack some nearby animals or something like that around the manor, unless you want to spend another willpower to try to keep fighting it off and trying to think and take a moment. Otherwise, you're just going to attack whatever.
I'm going to keep fighting it off as like I'm trying to make my way. I guess I'll probably go into like the woods or something, because I can deal with like just eating animal stuff.
You start like growling and moving your way towards the woods, starting to lose control of yourself. You hold on to yourself for long enough to kind of start to form thoughts and a plan. So what exactly are you gonna go hunt in the woods? Just animals?
I'm gonna go hunt a bear.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Because they have a lot of blood.
There aren't really a lot of bears out, you
The
know.
bear says "fuck off" and slaps you.
There aren't really a lot of bears hanging around in this part of London. It's more of just a small forest.
Shatters the sky. Sorry.
I don't think you'd find like a bear or anything like that, but you could try to find like a similar, like a large.
I just want to find a large creature.
Okay, sure. I got you.
Whatever would have a lot of blood, basically.
A wolf might work.
Wolves are tricky though because they're fast.
Of course. You want something slower? Fish?
I want something slower that's large.
I'm like thinking. I'm like
An owl.
A deer could work.
Deer works. Yeah, a deer works. So you let's see. So, additional hours. So you don't have your. Sorry, I'm looking for this. Hunting animal. Oh yeah, okay. So this would actually be pretty easy for you to do, right? Because you're hunting and. Yeah, okay. Do you have survival? Wait, your sheet. Let's see. Do you have survival? No. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of tough for you. It'll be it'll be
I'm okay.
2 plus 3, so 5 dice.
Okay. Can I expend a willpower on this?
Yes.
All right.
I'll do that. Why not?
So is it 8 that I'm rolling?
Yeah, 8 dice.
Okay. Hold on, I have to unlock my keyboard. There we go. I'm writing in the code, sorry.
No problem. Take your time.
1 success.
Cool.
Better than nothing.
I'm not gonna. You normally get a penalty because numb, but I won't give it to you here. So that's 1 success. Okay, so that is enough for you to find a deer and get maybe. Are you gonna kill it?
Yes.
Obviously. Okay. So I'm gonna make you roll balance for that. I have to go look at the rules for that real quick. What's a deer? I don't know.
Is it something like a human?
What do you think, Lisa?
More like game.
What do you think? Killing an animal? I mean, for you it would be a big deal, but I don't think it would matter for him very much. Oh, you know what? No, because you know what? Actually, so here's the real thing: is that it's not the deer that's the problem, right? I'm going to be honest about this. The killing the deer isn't the scary part. The scary part is this is where you met Princess. So the deeper you get in the forest, the more memories start pouring back. So that's why I'm going to make you roll balance. It's not because you're killing the animal. It's because this is where you met her.
So what am I rolling?
For that, it's going to be. That's why I have to get it. I have to go to Changeling here, but then I have to go to 2E. Then I have to go to this. Yes, here. I haven't opened this in a while. And then balance is going to be a roll of. I have to look. It says. And frenzy as well. I see. Oh, so you would have had to roll for frenzy as well. I see. But I'll just combine it into one because I don't want to be a complete dick and make you roll twice. Wits, composure, and then it's going to be minus. Actually, I will say -3 here because again, frenzy plus the other penalties. So yeah, wits, composure. So that's going to be. Let me look at your sheet. This is Roland's sheet, not yours. Wits, composure. Going to be wits, composure. So 5 minus 3 is 2 dice.
Okay. And can I use willpower on this?
No.
Okay, well.
Okay.
0 successes.
Do you want to make that a critical failure?
What am I at beats right now?
You have, let's see, you have 2 out of 5, and then 3 experience.
I'm like, oh, go for it. Let all the bad things happen to everyone.
Then no, I don't want to make this a critical failure.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec. So then, if you get a failure, that's specific triggers, effects of balance, 0 balance. I have to look at humanity. I think it is humanity. If you fail that roll, it's going to be a breaking point, detachment. This is roll results failure. You let go of it. You're losing a dot of humanity. You gain. Oh yeah, you don't gain a condition in this case, but your balance will go down again. So you'll get a beat for that. I'll add that right now. And then you'll go down to 5. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. I'll do this for you. And then I'll change this to white. So you kind of lose yourself in the moment and completely start to devour this deer in front of you. And as you're doing that, you start to fade from who you are. And the only things that this forest starts to remind you of is when you were taken away.
Oh boy.
But at least you get blood back.
At least I get blood back.
In this, so you're at 6 out of 10 now.
Okay.
When you see this deer, it just sort of reminds you of the small child with a broken leg that you thought was an innocent person, but turned out to be the worst person you ever met in your entire life.
Can I hunt more?
Yeah, we can kind of say, if we want to fade out on, you can hunt more, but you're not going to get more vitae.
Damn it, she wants more vitae. Shit. Do I have to hunt humans for that?
But you can hunt more. It's just not going to add anything to your scale, because I'm assuming you could hunt more things and that would add to this. But it'd be mostly just from you killing the deer and then going further into the forest and maybe hunting squirrels and such.
Well, she wants more vitae since she's at 6, but I mean, because she could go back into the city and hunt.
Yeah, that'd be a whole different thing entirely. But I would probably leave that for next time, unless there's something you want to do besides hunting.
No, I'm all right.
Okay. So I'll ask Lisa, is there anything else you want to do before we wrap up?
Is Lisa muted?
I don't. Yeah, they're muted.
Lisa.
Sorry, I forgot I had muted again.
It's fine.
I was saying actually I would like to go eating too.
Okay. I think that'd be a good scene for next time. That sounds like a good idea. I think both of you hunting would be better than one of you.
Oh, never mind. Then let me see if there is something else.
I like that for next time. I like setting that up. Like you like that they're kind of wandering around in the woods. So maybe you go check on them and you guys can hunt together.
Okay. Let me see what else I can do first.
Sure. If there's anything else you want to do, you can go ahead.
Okay. So for starter, as I said, I try to arrange for something to be installed in the basement for.
You talked about that.
And I will. I will tell Armand that. Okay, I will call Armand for starter.
Right. Okay. He's there. He always, he's always there when you call him.
Um,
The one day he isn't.
did Derek tell when he might be showing up again?
This time he didn't show up immediately, and so he's been sort of away. As far as you know, he sent you a letter that he's worried about you and he doesn't want to bother you. But besides that, he hasn't actually come to your house.
Maybe I should go to talk to him myself.
Okay.
I am asking that in character.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think Armand would say if that is what you wish, but he, if that is what you wish, he's like he doesn't want to like influence your decision.
If you have an opinion on the topic, you are free to give it.
He might not take too kindly to you coming to him if he believes that you're unwell. Maybe the best thing to do would be to just let things sit for now and decide what you will do about this wedding and then give him that information.
Maybe you're right. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation.
I wouldn't know what to do either, ma'am, to be honest.
Fair enough. Oh, all right. If he goes by again, tell him I need to talk to him.
Sure. I will. Absolutely. Yes.
In the meantime, have you seen Alistair? He hasn't been back for a while now.
You know where he is, but you're asking Armand just for the sake of asking.
Oh, right. You are right. I forgot the motley.
Yeah, but I'm asking.
Okay, let me reformulate.
Sure.
By the way, did Alistair tell you where he was going?
No, I believe that he was staying with, or I saw him at Roland's Haven.
It appears he is still there. Workless close by.
Did you want to check on them?
I think I might. I need to go feed anyway. Please prepare my clothes for outside.
Of course. He prepares your clothes. You go outside, and I'm presuming you're meeting Alice at the edge of the forest.
Yeah, and I think we can wrap it up here because you want to stop for now.
Oh, sure, but if you want to have a small, if you want to have a scene, I don't mind that.
Oh, if I can, sure, yes.
Yeah. I just don't want to have two like hunting scenes in one. But if you guys want to just have a talk about going on a scene,
so yeah, I get to Alistair then.
And so, does she notice her right away?
Yeah, I'm sure that you would.
Then she'd probably turn around and like she's covered in blood.
And you're both in the motley, so you'd know that they're coming either way.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, she's like completely covered in blood at this point. She had like no hesitation.
Dear, good. Lisa's just like, what? She likes animals, so I'm just like,
you caught me feeding.
Dear God, what happened?
I was starving. Really badly.
You should have told me. I would have taken you somewhere to feed before.
I had gotten distracted with the whole princess stuff. I hadn't realized how bad I got.
You should be careful, not let your beast take over.
Right.
Did you kill anyone?
No, just a deer.
Oh. And no mortals for you?
Not tonight. At least, not yet, anyway.
You can kind of sense that hunger on their breath, even though they're not breathing. But it's
You're still hungry.
Yeah. But I'm not sure what to hunt just yet. I'm debating more animals since I don't want to do anything reckless, but I'm willing to open up if you have a idea.
Look, Alistair, I understand you are concerned with Princess and it's important to you, but you must remember you also have to take care of your.
Roland just like as you're talking, Roland just speeds in. Oh, you look a little better now.
It's covered in blood.
Good.
Hi, Roland.
This way we can go this way. I know a good spot. He leads you into the city.
She looks over to sorry, what was the character? What was your name again?
Lisa?
Lisa. Okay, out of character. It's been a while for me.
Yeah.
So she looks over at Lisa and she goes, "Are you hungry?"
I am actually not by much, but I am.
That's good.
Well,
there's plenty of
I'm
food
not
in
much
the
in the
orphanage. Don't worry.
I'm not much in the way of company, but to pay you back for allowing me to stay at your place a couple times, would you like to eat with us?
I guess I could, yes.
I'd appreciate the company.
It's basically all you can eat there. No one complains. You just come in and
And she narrows her eyes. Is it the orphanage? Are you talking about the orphanage?
oh, it's gonna be fine. You're not gonna complain. You said you were hungry, right?
Wait, the orphanage?
And
You'd be surprised how much you can get out of a child.
Lisa, it's like, yes, Lisa. Roland has a thing for going to the orphanage.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice and peaceful. There's none of this police or escorts or any other problems. You just walk in. He just kind of sighs. Although it's been a few years, so things might have changed, but I don't think that security would have increased for any reason.
Lisa is somewhat disturbed to hear that.
is also an agreement. I'm also quite disturbed.
I think Roland is reading your expression. He's like, "Is there a problem? Are you picky about your food?"
Lisa, I would she kind of leans into Lisa. She goes, "Say yes. Just say you're picky with your food, please, for the love of God."
Roland, I mean no disrespect, but I don't really feel comfortable with feeding on children.
Oh, it's just a quick bite. They won't feel anything.
You're being rude to Lisa. If she said that she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it.
Well, you want something, don't you?
Yes, but I'm not going to press the issue for my sake.
Look, the children are just going to starve in the street anyway.
Oh my God, you're not here.
That's good.
Say that shit. This is morally ambiguous.
Have you ever tried it? I think Roland's like, have you ever tried it? Tell Lisa.
Oh God. Asking Lisa the real questions.
It just feels wrong somehow.
But what we are is wrong. You know that. He's
That
walking toward.
You have to act like it.
He walks toward the edge of the building. It's like, look, Alistair, they'll show you how it's done.
What?
He pats you on the back. Come on.
No.
You've done this dozens of times. Why are you getting
No,
cold?
we have not. You have done this hundreds of times. I haven't been here. I don't want to be here.
Now I am just wondering if the orphanage will turn out to be the haven for some sort of abominable monsters disguised as children.
Gotten really weird since you've gone missing. Did you lose your memory?
Out of character, the orphanage was where like the
One of
huntress
the
was.
was from, yeah.
I want to dine on something else tonight.
I do know another spot.
Yes, Lisa, good idea.
Oh, where did you have in mind?
I know a bar somewhere. There are occasionally men who comes to discuss and drink and
Oh,
play.
don't give them any ideas. They were talking about getting drunk earlier. I don't want to encourage that.
In this
And
instance, she is our guest. We will go with her suggestion. Right, Roland? And she's
okay, how about
giving
how
Roland
about
a stare.
Roland was saying, yeah, you were talking about getting drunk. I don't want that.
Hold on, I didn't hear you. My
how
book of
about a
music is down.
fighting? How about a boxing ring then? Maybe. I don't know.
Boxing. It seems a bit violent. Is that what you're into? You seem to like really rowdy places. What kind of woman are you?
It's not that. It's just that I am being pragmatic. It's easier to prey on people when everyone is looking at the fight.
I've never really seen it that way. The last time we had to cover up something in a boxing ring, there was a big mess.
Oh, right. I'm sure it was nothing.
I think that was you.
What?
Now that I remember looking at the report.
I don't see what you're talking about.
It wasn't hard to cover up. Don't worry about it.
That was when you went berserk and we tussled.
I know. I am playing dumb.
Ah.
Lisa doesn't exactly want everyone to know that.
We're not going back to those places. Listen.
You know what? You are right. It was a bad idea.
I know how this place works. If you don't want anything from here, then you can go somewhere else. And me and Alistair will be perfectly fine hunting here.
Don't decide things for me.
You don't really understand how this sire thing works, do you?
Maybe I want to go with Lisa.
I think Roland says that. He's like, I don't think you understand how this whole sire thing works.
All right.
You forget?
We've had this conversation before.
You know what? I am gonna use those specs on Roland.
Sure, go ahead. You can do so.
I'm kinda wondering if this whole thing is
I'm wondering if he can contest that because he has obfuscate, but I don't think he can do it like socially.
Actually, I am pretty sure specs cannot be contested most of the time.
Yeah. I was saying I don't think he can do it to like block this specific thing. So go ahead.
Okay, so 9 dice.
Yeah, nice. Go for it.
2 successes.
That's not bad. Okay.
All right, I get 2.
2 or 3?
Sorry?
Which aspects are you doing? Because you didn't say. I wasn't sure.
2.
2? Okay. So is that one question or 2?
I get 1 question per success, so it's 2 questions.
So 2. Okay, go ahead. Ask me. I will answer to the best of my ability.
Okay, so is there any reason he's so insistent on going to the orphanage?
Well, he's he does seem rather comfortable with it. And he said he's been here before, as he's mentioning to he's done this dozens of times. He kind of has a routine with Alistair, but they don't remember. This is pretty normal for him. He doesn't seem to be shocked by it, or he doesn't seem to be uncomfortable with it. This is like, everyday behavior for him.
But there are no ulterior motives. It's just that he finds it normal.
Well, it's beyond that. It's that he's very comfortable with this place. It's almost like a hunting ground for him to a degree. I don't think he doesn't have the merit, but like if he had a merit for a hunting ground, it'd probably be this place. But he doesn't actually have it official. Like he's not. You're right. He's not really allowed to hunt here, but he just does it very frequently.
Okay.
And having a child, with him does make it very easy for him to get away with it.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Okay, so this one is more for fun than anything else, but
Sure.
Is he a Diablerist?
That's a good question. No, his aura
Is
doesn't.
he a what?
His aura doesn't give off signs of diablerie, but that's a good question to ask at this point. Like, hey, is he also breaking other rules?
Yeah, Alistair, basically a Diablerist is a vampire who ate another vampire. And I don't
okay.
And I don't mean just drank the blood, I mean ate the entire vampire
What does that do?
Kind of like what William just did.
What does that do?
Basically, it allows you to absorb the power of the vampire you devoured, but
people can tell that you've done it, and it's like a grave crime.
Oof.
Also, it drives you insane because the vampire stays inside your head and keep
Gross.
keep screaming to you.
That's some Alucard shit.
I'm just like, is that what happened to me right now? Like,
actually, yes, it's pretty much Alucard, except even worse because most vampires who do that are driven insane, and it's considered the worst. It's considered the worst sin in vampire society. Like,
but he has not committed.
You get caught doing that, you are pretty much going to be executed on the spot.
And I mean, they probably would have prosecuted Rowan for doing all this orphanage stuff, but then he turned out to find a pretty promising child, and that worked out for him. So they kind of let him get away with it for the most part.
Okay, so he's not a Diablerist.
No, he's not.
Okay, so there is that.
He's kind of creepy, but he's not evil.
Okay. I'm trying to think how I should go to not.
You stare at him for a bit. He's just like tilting his head at you.
Look, Roland.
On your mind?
Sorry, it's been a rough day a rough night for me.
Well, it seems like everybody's having a rough night. Something just jumped at us in front of the house.
Oh?
And ran away. Then, my child is starving, and now you've come and...
I apologize. I didn't mean to disturb.
It's fine. We can go, there's a cafe. You have any problems with that?
No, actually, that would be fine.
Good. We'll go there then.
I smile at Alistair.
No objections from you? He's looking at Alistair.
And what is it again?
He said there's a cafe, like down the street.
That works.
Okay, good.
But I think we might need to clean your child. I mean, she will not go unnoticed. They will not go unnoticed when covered with blood.
Oh, I'm sure you've already dealt with that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a good thing to bring up. I assume that you guys dealt with that already.
Alistair just kind of licked herself clean.
Like a cat.
Are you sure you are not a gangrel?
She's not a gangrel, but yeah, no, she'll clean herself before she goes to the cafe, obviously.
I was joking. I know you are Deva, but I found it funny. Okay, well, I guess we can wrap it up here.
Sure. Okay, so you guys head off that way. I wanted to ask Eravok if they want to do anything before we wrap up too, because they haven't really gotten a chance to do much. Kara? Anything you want to do before we wrap up?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Sure. I already gave you everything, so you
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Good night, Silver.
Goodbye.
I mean, hell, I was in the middle of something and we cut away.
Oh, sorry. What were you doing?
I was talking to the fucking so-called inspectors.
Oh, the inspectors, right? Inspector Gadgets, right?
Then you cut away, and Charlotte's being visited by him. La la la.
Right. I'm very sorry. So yeah, I'll cut back to you. So they're in front, and they're talking to you. They said that they're inspectors, but the bellhops don't seem to recognize them until they show the paper, and they're like, okay, maybe they're real.
Inspectors from hospital.
Legit, and they said, yeah, if you don't let us in, we'll tell the hospital, and your place will get closed. And the bellhops are like urging you to let them in. Like, hey, maybe we should let them in. They seem legitimate. They look like doctors.
Silence, idiots.
Excuse me. They're just like, maybe we shouldn't make them mad. Okay. And they just kind of shut up.
No, he was telling the bellhops to be quiet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, they're saying like, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't make him mad. Okay, and then they just shut up.
As for you, since when does the hospital use magical parchment?
What do you mean, sir? This parchment is a badge. It is not magical in any way. This is a official badge notarizing our in the authority.
I will ask you one more time. Who do you represent?
We are agents of the Red Death. And that is where we'll leave it for this.
Oh, fuck. The Red Death? I barely know what they are, but I already know they are bad news.
Not good.
Oh.
And that's where we'll leave it for this session.
The Red Death was about to get their pounding of Red Death.
Well, at least they are not Red Dead Redemption.
I don't know what that would imply, but okay.
It's like the name of a video game. Don't ask.
No, I know. I'm just confused as to what that would mean.
It was a really stupid joke. Sorry.
That's a bad pun. And I'm just making a note of that real quick. Then I'll give out beats for everything for everyone else.
It's like shit. I was about to unveil my new form.
Oh, I was gonna show them my.
Oh, let me just rip my mask again.
Exactly.
Again, in front of them. Well,
hey, you got no right saying that. I do things over the top when you're Mr. I'll eat the bay.
I'll eat the bay. It's not good.
Going on.
Let's see. So for Eravok, you would get. I don't know if this would be worthy challenge. You don't really know how strong these guys are yet, and you didn't establish it. But I'll give you the beat for participation for sure. Definitely, I like where you're going. It is harder for me to manage things when there are more people, but I do like to have more stuff going on. And now we have a lot more stuff set up for next time, which I like.
Oh, well, it gives me an aspiration at least. Next time I'll be able to follow up on the Red Death.
Beat the shit out of these guys. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so let me go to. Oh wait, Lottie already did theirs. Okay, so then it's just William and Lisa. So Lisa, let's see, where's Lisa?
I know I at least get a beat for fucking killing that.
Oh yeah, I'll get to you. Hold on. I'm looking for their aspirations. So I need to find them. They're not down here. They are. Here. Okay. Write a book. Okay, yeah. So you still get the one for participation. So I'll give you that one.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll add that right now. There we go. And then for William, let me go grab yours. I don't have your sheet open, so I need to go check it. Let me just get the sheet open. Go to characters, then go to William. I haven't had your sheet open in a while. Okay, here we go.
I think I will target either Obfuscate or Celery 2 for the next experience.
That's a good idea. Okay, yeah. So you get this one done. So can I get rid of this one?
Yes.
And then you get a beat for that. Okay. So I'll mark a beat for you for that, and then you get. Oh, and then you cashed in there, right, already, and you got the beat for that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So that one would go away. So let me go to your beats. Did you already add the one that I just gave you?
I have not yet.
Okay, so then you'll be at 4.
Okay.
You earned a lot.
Yes.
That's good. I mean, everyone earned a lot of beats this session, but everyone else got screwed.
I didn't. I only got 2 beats.
That's true. Yeah, it was kind of mixed. It's like, okay, some people got a lot, some people got a little. But I think it's
for like sleeping through half the session, I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, I needed more to jump off of this time, but I think now that I've kind of set the dominoes up, now that I think it'll be easier for me to kind of go into next session like with more going on. I can start to organize stuff because this time I was just kind of like, I don't really like running sessions like that because you see what happens where it's like, oh, I didn't organize anything, and now everyone's just all over the place.
I get your point.
But next session, I think I can start organizing because now I know what plots are going where and whatnot. And Charlotte's been captured, so that's very bad.
Yes, and I'm at near insanity levels.
Yeah, you are actually. I want more time to kind of figure out what I'm gonna do. So if you don't mind, like I can contact you. It's not like you're silver. I can contact you like really easily. Afterwards, you're not super busy, so I can.
Yeah.
May I get going?
Oh yeah, you can go.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.